right, continuing in the spirit of love, let's now welcome Thabang Modiba, who's brand manager at Cadbury Dairy Milk, alongside Mokebe Thulo, the CEO of Aware.org, both joining us via video link as many around the world continue celebrating the special day of love. Thabang, Mokebe, great to have you with us today. A very good afternoon on this special Lovers' Day. Thabang, let's start with you. How do you prepare for such in terms of a special gift or gift packs, as well as ideas of spreading love at this particular time around the country?
Good afternoon to you and as well as the viewers, and most importantly, happy Valentine's Day to everyone, right? So in terms of how I celebrate or how I prepare for such, obviously I think it takes a bit of planning. I think it shouldn't be something that you do a day or I'd say 2 days before, but I think we should at least take, I'd say, a month at least just to prepare and make sure that you find something special and something that resonates for your partner, your friends, or even just those that the special people around you, basically. So yeah, I think for me it's just the planning that is required beforehand, that you put the time and the effort behind the special occasion.
Absolutely, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, Thabang, that this day is not just for couples or lovers. I mean, it's for everybody, and everybody that you value as well. Agreed. As hold dear to your heart. So, Mokebe, we know that peer pressure associated with this day is literally unavoidable. So let's talk about how viewers can actually bypass the need to show off and show up. I'm sure you've seen already the jokes on socials about singles being urged not to buy themselves gifts as part of the pressure. But what do you say to those who feel the need to be part of today's activities?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers. Thank you so much for having us. I say do whatever feels right for you as long as it's healthy. I mean, there's positive peer pressure and then there's negative peer pressure. And I think the importance is about knowing the difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Thabang, I mean, as such a big corporation, do you also have like parallel campaigns that also teach about the importance of self-love and the importance of recognizing that you are complete as an individual, especially among the young? I mean, school kids, we know, really go big for Valentine's Day. We've seen those proposals to be their girlfriends or boyfriends on social media, particularly on this day.
Agreed. So as a brand, so Cadbury has been at the heart of cultural occasions for generations, and we believe that the concept of Valentine's Day has evolved and it's more inclusive. Mm-hmm. And I think even now looking at it, right, I think the key thing and the key message that we're actually driving is that, right, in terms of Valentine's Day is not only about the romantic type of love, right? But it's a matter of celebrating all kinds of love. Mm-hmm. And celebrating all forms and shapes of love, right? So even looking at this year, we do have a campaign which is about sharing more love. And this sharing more love is basically not just speaking about those around you, but it's also filling your own cup. You know, it's about self-love, most importantly, right? Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So I think that for us is very crucial and very important to ensure that you're driving that self-love and you're appreciating yourself and really celebrating yourself. So yeah, we're encouraging South Africans to share more love this Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you've also seen, of course, the high numbers of depression associated to people having very low self-esteem, particularly around this time, for those that are single as well, Thabang, who might feel that there's nobody out there for them. So, Mokebe, also very great to see lately in those videos of fathers doing for their girls and getting them used to the idea that love actually comes in all fronts, just like Thabang has alluded, and most importantly, begins at home.
Absolutely. I think that this is a beautiful day to celebrate, and I think it gets a lot of negative publicity from a consumerism point of view, absolutely. But I think that it is important to celebrate the fact that there's different forms of love, there's different kinds of love, there's different kinds of love bonds, whether it be peers, whether it be friendship, whether it be parents and their children, whether it be educators and the children that they look after. I think that is incredibly important. Mm-hmm. And I think it's also important to note that love does not need to cost money.
Absolutely.
And I think this conversation all comes back to the fundamental idea of, and it starts young, right? It starts forming when people are really young, that what is this concept of this self-concept firstly, and then the idea of love and positivity, etc., and the messaging around it. But it is all about forming correct ideas so that we don't fall into the pitfalls that we so easily could fall into, and we are able to make the correct decisions, whether it be on Valentine's Day, whether it be on any other sort of celebration, within our means, using, practical, realistic states in order for us to make these decisions. And of course, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun and spreading the love in this case, but it's all about creating holistic children or young people that turn into adults that are able to make good decisions on any given day.
Absolutely. And I suppose, Thabang, let's talk about that. I mean, Mokebe has just made a reference to something very important. The fact that when it comes to the consumer, this day is made to look like it's such an expensive exercise. But let's talk about other ways that one can show their love, besides, of course, buying those expensive roses as well as gifts and chocolates.
Yeah, I think she made a very good point, right? I think it shouldn't just be all about material things. It shouldn't be linked to money, right? I think one thing that we tend to take lightly in this day and age is the importance of time. I think just setting aside time to be there for the loved ones that are around you, spending time with your wife, spending time with your family, spending time with your friends, right? I think life can get so busy that you tend to not make time and prioritize those people around you. I think we take time for granted, and we think we can just simply buy our way things into people's lives, and but I think just setting aside some time just to basically spend with those around you, those you love, those are dear to you. And I think that for me should be the one thing that we really prioritize over such occasions. I think we should use this occasion also to just reflect on that, to say that how can I actually spend more time with the people that I love.
Absolutely, Thabang. A very quick one, Mokebe. I know we are almost out of time, but I mean, the 9th to the 15th, of course, of Feb is also Condom Week here in South Africa. So also used to just highlight the importance of safety, particularly around sexual behaviors for couples as well. So it's also important to associate with this day with healthy behaviors when it comes to the treatment of couples within relationships.
Absolutely, yeah. So at Aware, we are all about responsible decision making. Of course, we prioritize this, particularly related to the consumption of alcohol, and we promote responsible alcohol consumption. And one of the things that inadvertently falls under that is the risky behaviors that people take on sometimes when they misuse products such as alcohol, for example. And what we're saying is that everything in moderation, and we need to come to a place where we make sober-minded decisions in this country. And we're thinking for longer than just this moment, just the now, and we're thinking about the future and what that means for us and for our communities and for our country as a whole. So all of these conversations intersect under that very important banner.
Ladies and gentlemen, really appreciate your input this afternoon. Once again, happy Valentine's Day to both of you. That was Thabang Modiba, the brand manager at Cadbury Dairy Milk, with Mokebe Thulo, the CEO of Aware.org, as we celebrate this day of Valentine's Day, looking at both the financial as well as the social impact of this day. Now, the deadline for social grant beneficiaries to change their gold SASA cards to the new Black Post Bank cards has been extended to the